The ship Ardent Dawn descended through the jade clouds of Varelia Prime, engines humming like a sleeping beast. Below, the sprawling capital shimmered beneath its crystal domes, vast spires of translucent alloy rising like frozen lightning. Every citizen of the Varelian Empire, from their winged artisans to their spined scholars, looked skyward that day. For the first time in history, a human envoy was coming to speak with the alien queen herself. Ambassador Kira Miles adjusted her uniform as the ship's ramp extended. The atmosphere flickered in green-blue auroras, reacting to the queen's psionic presence. Kira had trained for months for this meeting, rehearsed her words 1,000 times, yet her hands still trembled. Humanity had fought a brutal 50-year war with the Varelians before the uneasy truce. Billions had died. Now this meeting could end the Cold War or reignite it. A tall Varelian guard with scales that shimmered like wet glass stepped forward. "You will follow. Speak when spoken to. Do not look directly into Her Radiance's eyes unless invited." Kira nodded, clutching the sealed data core in her hand, the message that could change everything. As they entered the Queen's throne chamber, Kira gasped. The hall stretched wider than any human cathedral, its ceiling alive with flowing energy. The Queen sat upon a living throne of vines and crystal, her form both ethereal and terrifying. Silver-blue tendrils of bioluminescent hair cascaded over her shoulders, her 4 eyes gleaming like twin suns. When she spoke, the air rippled. "You are the one they call messenger." Kira bowed low. "Your Majesty, I bring a message from the United Terran Coalition. A proposal for peace." The Queen's gaze shifted. "Peace," she echoed, the word dripping with ancient bitterness. "Your kind offers peace as if it were a currency to trade after theft." Kira swallowed. "We regret the past. We hope to." Silence. The Queen's voice sliced through the chamber. "Do you think I have forgotten the burning of my daughter's world? The cities turned to glass by human fire. The guards tightened their grips on plasma spears." Kira felt her pulse racing, but she stood tall. "No, Your Majesty. I came to ensure that never happens again." The Queen's lower set of eyes softened slightly. "You are brave to walk into my hive unarmed. Foolish, perhaps, but brave." The atmosphere shifted as a dozen alien attendants encircled Kira. The Queen raised a hand. "Leave us." The guards bowed and retreated. The chamber doors sealed behind them with a low hum. Now only 2 remained, a human messenger and the alien queen who could end her with a single thought. Part 2, The Queen's Memory. The Queen rose and stepped down from her throne. Every motion of hers seemed to flow like liquid light. "Tell me, human, what is it you think you understand of us?" Kira hesitated. "I know your people value harmony with living worlds. You see planets not as territory but as family. You mourn their pain." The Queen studied her closely. "You have learned our language well. Few humans ever understood the living code." Kira nodded. "We've been listening, learning. The Coalition wants to prove we can coexist. The message I carry contains a plan for shared governance of the border systems." The Queen's eyes glowed faintly. "Shared governance." She laughed, a haunting melodic sound. "You mean dominion divided in half, like the carcass of a slain beast." Kira stood her ground. "We can't undo the past, but we can build a future. Humanity has changed." The Queen paused. "Then answer me this, messenger. What would humanity do if it found a world teeming with life, strange, sacred, and not their own?" Kira looked down. "I'd like to say we'd protect it. But if I'm honest, we might take it first, then learn to cherish it later." The queen's expression flickered between anger and sorrow. At least you are honest. She approached closer, so close that Kira could see reflections of stars in the queen's eyes. You carry truth in your voice. That is rare. Then, unexpectedly, the queen raised a slender hand to her own temple. The chamber pulsed with psychic light. A stream of memories flooded into Kira's mind, images so vivid she nearly cried out. She saw the Varelian homeworld before the war. Oceans that sang, forests that glowed, towers that grew like living coral. She saw humanity's first invasion fleet descend in flames, missiles tearing open the planet's surface. She saw the queen's daughter, young, radiant, with wings of crystal, running to save her people before vanishing in a wave of fire. Kira staggered. I didn't know. You knew enough, the queen said, her voice trembling with old pain. And yet you still came. That intrigues me. Part 3. The Human Secret. Hours passed as they spoke, not as enemies but as beings weary of conflict. The queen learned of Earth's dying oceans, its fractured governments, and the desperation that had driven humanity to conquer other worlds. Kira, in turn, learned of the Varelian symbiosis, their ability to merge consciousness with ecosystems, to become the very essence of a planet. Perhaps, Kira said softly, that's what frightens us most. You are your worlds. We only live on ours. The queen considered that. And yet your species is tenacious. Even after all the death you have sown, you still dream. Then the queen's gaze shifted to the glowing data core in Kira's hand. What is within that crystal? Kira hesitated. A new proposal. And a warning. Our scientists detected an anomaly near the Perseus Gate. A gravitational tear that devours light itself. The queen frowned. A weapon? No. Something older. Something not made by us, or you. The queen extended a hand. Show me. Kira placed the data core into the throne's receptacle. Holographic projections filled the chamber, a swirling mass of dark energy expanding near the galactic rim. Its center pulsed with rhythmic waves, almost like a heartbeat. Our probes called it Erebus, Kira explained. It's consuming systems near both our borders. We've already lost 3 colonies. It's spreading faster than light. The queen's eyes widened. Impossible. Nothing travels faster than. It isn't traveling, Kira interrupted. It's unfolding. Like it's been waiting for us to wake it up. Silence filled the room. The queen turned slowly. You came here not only to make peace, but to ask for help. Kira nodded. If we don't stand together, neither species will survive. Part 4. The choice. For a long while the queen said nothing. She paced before the hologram, her tendrils trailing arcs of light. Finally she spoke, voice quieter than before. There are prophecies among my kind. Whispers of a dark birth, a void that feeds upon life's spark. We believed it a myth. Maybe it was, Kira said. Until now. The queen turned to her. Your species awakened it. You mined the quantum rift beneath the Perseus Gate, yes. Kira froze. How did you? I see the residue in its energy. It bears your signature. The queen's eyes flared. Humanity has torn open the womb of the cosmos itself. Kira felt a lump rise in her throat. That's why I came. To ask you how to close it. The queen closed her eyes. If this Erebus spreads, it will consume not only worlds, but the memories of those worlds. It feeds on consciousness. Then you'll help us. The queen's expression softened. You assume I still can. Kira frowned. What do you mean? The queen turned toward the living walls. To mend such a wound, I would need to merge my essence with the singularity nexus. It would destroy me. Kira's voice trembled. You'd die. I would become part of the seal. Eternal. Silent. Forgotten. Kira stepped forward. You'd sacrifice yourself. For both our peoples. The queen met her eyes. Would you not do the same, messenger? Kira hesitated. I would. If I knew it would save them. The queen smiled faintly. Then perhaps humanity is not lost. Part 5. The revelation days later. Aboard the Queen's flagship, Varelian and human scientists worked side by side for the first time. Their ships formed a massive fleet near the Perseus Gate, a swirling vortex of collapsing stars and darkness. The Queen stood beside Kira on the observation deck. If we succeed, the gate will seal. But your kind must promise. Never again will you pierce the fabric of the cosmos without understanding. Kira nodded solemnly. You have my word. The Queen extended a hand. Then let this be our covenant. The fusion engines ignited, sending waves of psychic and quantum energy toward the rift. The fleet trembled as reality itself began to distort. The Queen stepped forward, her body glowing brighter, threads of light unraveling from her form. Wait! Kira shouted. There must be another way. The Queen turned one last time, her 4 eyes filled with ancient kindness. There is always another way, human. But few have the courage to take it. And then she was gone. A blinding flash erupted, spreading across the void. The darkness shuddered. Then stilled. The rift closed. The fleet drifted in stunned silence. Part 6. The echo of peace. Weeks later, the Coalition Council gathered to receive the news. The Varelian fleet had returned without its queen. Both species mourned her loss. But the war was over. The gate was sealed. And the two civilizations now shared an unbreakable bond. Kira stood before the council, weary but resolute. She didn't die for one world, she said. She died for the idea that two enemies could become one voice. As she spoke, the chamber lights dimmed. The air shimmered, softly at first, then with growing intensity. A holographic projection appeared before her. The Queen's form, faint but radiant. Her voice echoed through the hall. Children of stars. Remember this. The universe does not belong to any one race. It is a living dream we share. Protect it together. And then the image faded. For the first time in human history, the Council of Earth bowed their heads, not to a conqueror, but to a savior from another world. Epilogue. The Garden of Two Suns. Years later, at the edge of Varelia's second sun, a new world bloomed, Elisera, the first co-founded colony of humans and Varelians. It thrived under twin skies, half metal, half vine, alive with laughter and light. A statue stood in the center of the capital, a human and an alien hand entwined, gazing toward the stars. Beneath it, carved in both languages, were the final words of the Queen. The door between us was never locked. We only needed the courage to open it. And every year, as the twin suns rose, the people of Elisera remembered the day the alien queen stopped the human messenger at the door, and what she said next shocked everyone. Because it changed the fate of the galaxy forever.